ellipses. Okay, today we're going to move on to graphing an ellipse and stating some of Okay. Okay. All right. So when we're graphing ellipses, you need one of your ellipse charts. Okay, so that was on a previous note sheet. Your chart kind of looks like this one. Okay, these are your ellipse equations. Okay, it's on one of your previous note sheets. I suggest you have that out so you can look on to that. Yep. Okay, so such as the one from yesterday. That one had a chart on the very top. Yep. For ellipses. Didn't you just go and grab it? You didn't grab the note sheet.
Who needs a note sheet?
You might have heard it.
No one.
I didn't know how to do that.
Alright. So for our graphs today, I already have them in standard form. Okay, so we don't need to put it into standard form. We will do that tomorrow. Today, it's already in standard form. You just have to pick out the pieces in order to graph this. Shh. You guys need to pay attention, please. Yeah. So, my first example here, I have x minus 5 squared over 28 plus y plus 1 squared over 64 is equal to 1. Now I have to decide whether that is horizontal or vertical. To do that, I need to see which one of these numbers is my greater number. 64 is my greater number. Okay, so that has to be my a squared value. That means a squared is underneath y plus 1 squared. Now if I look at this chart here, where on your previous note sheets, so if I have my a squared value underneath my y, it's a vertical ellipse. Okay, so this one will be vertical. Okay, I want to first identify that so I know how to find my vertices and my covertices. So next I can start labeling my information here. So my center is at HK. So again, looking at my chart, this is vertical, K is with Y, H is with X. So my H would be 5, K is negative 1. Okay, that's your H and K value. To find the length of your major axis, you need to figure out what A is. Well, A squared is 64. Okay, so to find A, I'm going to take the square root of that value, which is 8. Now, to find the length of your major axis, you're going to multiply A by 2. Okay, so multiply 2 times 8, that is 16. Next, I need the minor axis. That has to do with your B value. Okay, so again, to find B, I'm going to take the square root of that number. Okay, this one will be a decimal. Okay, that is about 5.29. If you use 5.3, that's fine. Okay, now again, the minor axis here, you're taking 2 times B, just like for the major axis, we took 2 times A. So I'll multiply 2 times 5.29. That is 10.58 units. Okay, next I want the vertices. So that's where this chart comes in handy. Okay, so let me see if I can, that won't work. So for my vertices are here. Shh. This is a vertical ellipse. So my vertice, I'm going to take h, comma, k, plus and minus a. So I need h, comma, k plus a, sorry, and h, comma, k minus a. That will give me those vertices. So my h value stays the same. So that stays as 5. Now I'm going to take my k value, which is -1, and add a. So -1 plus 8 is 7. Same thing for my second vertice. Again, h stays the same, so it's still 5. Now I'm going to take k, -1, and subtract 8. It is -9. Okay, so that's how I find those vertices. We're going to do the same process with the co-vertices. I'll move this in a second. So co-vertices are here. My ellipse is vertical, so this is my formula I'm using to find those vertices. So I can again write that underneath here. We'll have h plus b, okay? And we'll have h minus b, okay? So for this one, I need my h value, that's 5. We'll add on our b value, which was 5.29. So 5 plus 5.29 is 10.29. And then k stays the same at -1. Same thing for our second co-vertice. We'll take our h value of 5, and we're going to subtract 5.29. Okay, that will end up being -0.29. And then again, k doesn't change, it'll stay -1. Are you with me so far? The last piece of information that I want is the foci points. Yes? What's going to be given? This form? Today, yes. Tomorrow, I'll make you put it into that form and then graph it. So first, I want you to get used to graphing it and finding this information. So, last piece here, I want to find those foci points. If I look here, all the way across to that vertical ellipse, I need this C value to find that. Okay, to find your C value, you're going to say C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared. Okay, so it's not the Pythagorean theorem, something else. So we're taking C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared. Well, I already know what A squared and B squared are. They're already up here. So for A squared, I can say that's 64, and for B squared, that's 28. So I have C squared is equal to 64 minus 28. It's 36. So C will equal 6. Okay, now my equations to find those foci points is h comma k plus and minus c. So we have h k plus c and h k minus c. Okay, so h will stay the same. H is still going to be 5. My k value is -1. We'll add on 6 to get 5. My second foci point, again starting with 5 since h stays the same. And then it is -7. Alright, so next step is to plot our center, plot our vertices, and plot our co-vertices. So if I look at my graph here, my center point is 5, -1. So I want to plot that point, 5, -1. It's your center. Next, I want to plot my vertices. So I have a vertex at 5, 7. And another one at 5, -9. Okay, then plot your co-vertices. Okay, so my point 10.29 goes a little bit off of that graph. That's okay. And then to -1. My second co-vertice is at -0.29, -1. Okay, so the shape of your ellipse should be an oval. Okay?
It looks like a diamond.
Okay, so your ellipse should be an oval shape. Then I just want to plot my foci points. So I have a point at 5, 5 and 5, -7. And that would be the graph of your ellipse. Any questions on our first example here? Okay, then I do want to move on to the second example. Are we good on the front? Okay, example 2. Again, shh, quiet please. First step is to see which one of your denominators is greater. Okay, 48 is greater than 20, so that's going to be your a squared value. Okay, that means this 20 here is your b squared value. Now, since your a squared value is below that x, okay, a squared is below x, this is a horizontal ellipse. And you do want to identify that before you start plugging things in for your vertices. Is it vertical or is it horizontal? Okay, next I can find my center point. Your h value is with your x. So that would be -2. Shh, you're quiet. Your k value is next to y. That's 1. To find your major axis, you need a. So to find a, you're going to take the square root of that larger number. I don't remember what I got. Oh, yeah, I do. Okay, that's equal to 6.9. So to get the major axis, Shh. You're going to multiply A by 2. And that will give you 13.8 units. To find your minor axis, you need B. To solve for B, you're taking the square root of that second number up there, which is 20. Okay, and that will be about 4.5. So to find our minor axis, we're going to take 2 times B, and that will be 9 units. Okay, so now I have the center and I found A and B. Now I want to start finding those vertices and co-vertices. So since this one is horizontal, for your vertices, you're going to take H plus A, comma K, and H minus A, comma K. Okay, so we have H plus A, okay, and H minus A, okay. So we're going to take our H value, that's -2. We're going to add on 6.9. Okay, so that's 4.9. And then K stays the same at 1. Okay, then we're going to take our H value, -2, and subtract our A value of 6.9. And you will get -8.9. And again, K will stay the same at 1. Next, I need the co-vertices. Okay, to find your co-vertices, we're going to use this piece right here. So that's at H, comma K plus and minus B. So we'll have H, comma K plus B and H, comma K minus B. So our H value stays the same at -2. Then we're going to take our K value of 1 and add 4.5. That will be 5.5. For our second one, keeping H the same at -2, take 1 minus 4.5. Get -2, -3.5. For the last one here, your foci points, you need to find C again. Okay, so again, we're using this equation. And I already have A squared and B squared. They're up here in your equation. A squared is 48, B squared is 20. So we have C squared is equal to 48 minus 20. So C squared is equal to 28. Take the square root, and C will be about 5.3. Okay, then again, I'm just going to use my chart for my foci points here. To find those, I need to take H plus C, okay, and H minus C. Okay, again, I'm just looking at that table under that foci point for a horizontal ellipse. So now I can take H, which is -2, add on 5.3 since that's C. That will be 3.3. And then K will stay the same at 1. Then we'll take our H value, -2, and subtract 5.3. which is negative 7.3, and again, k stays 1. Okay, last step is to just plot your points then. Okay, so I can plot my center point at negative 2, 1. Plot my vertices, so 4.91 and negative 8.91. Plot your co-vertices, since you need those two. That's at negative 2, 5.5, and negative 2, negative 3.5. Okay, and then I can connect all 4 of those, making that oval shape. And then lastly, plot your foci points. So that one's at 3.31 and negative 7.31.
What are the other points that you plot?
What?
What are the
The-
other points that you plot?
The foci points?
What are the ones before that?
The co-vertices?
Oh, okay.
You for sure need to plot the vertices and the co-vertices in order to connect all of that together as an ellipse. Any other questions?